What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become apprised of great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Working on some fun stuff here at Odd Chopper. Obviously, I want to get some of the projection-based stuff getting introduced there, but also might be doing some reshuffling here pretty shortly as far as the way that you're able to get the content, and hopefully can make it a little bit easier to get my content specifically for some of you out there in the world. Oh, don't worry. We'll be talking about that over the course of the next month. But most importantly, got BetMGM, we've got Odd Chopper, we've got the tools, everything available for you over at Odd Chopper, still for $14.95, $49.95 for a month, $14.95 there for a week. You can jump in the premium Discord. Again, if you use promo code Lindy, you get yourself 20% off. Great opportunity there. But of course, it's 15 games here, massive slate on Tuesday. I'm a little tilted because, of course, we get massive closing line value. Minus 160 turns into minus 175 and up at close for the Houston Astros, only to watch two solo home runs by Justin Verlander in the bottom, or in the top of the first it was there. And then bottom of the first, 2 on, 1 out. Didn't get anything across there with Tucker and Alvarez on. So that was a bummer. Hopefully, again, looking at the win percentages over on FanGraphs, still looking pretty good. 64%. Again, it's not going to be phenomenal value here at this point after that first inning, but hopefully they can get their stuff together. And then San Diego, I know a lot of people wanted to let me know how good Anderson has been. Again, I look over the course of 5-10 game sample size, look at velocity from the last game. I think San Diego still decided I wanted to be on there. So we'll see how the locks end up panning out at the end of the day. It was only 8 games. It's ironic. We had all of the locks and all of the land yesterday and today. Producer Jake, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't have any on my sheet here for today. That's wild. It's wild. Oh yeah, 15 games, and I just made the intro go another minute. Producer Jacob, hi, hello. Let's get to the picks. Game number 1, Kansas City Royals, Cleveland Guardians. Looking at Tristan McKenzie and Seth Lugo. Seth Lugo, he's had a decent enough season here. It's a tough spot. You get those lefty power bats. Jose Ramirez switch hitter. Josh Naylor from the left side. David Fry, who's just been a god for us, I suppose, on the right side. But Seth Lugo, 307 xWOBA isn't too shabby. Only a 21.2% K rate. Not that you were going to strike out a ton of these guys to begin with. But Tristan McKenzie is kind of who I want to go out of my way to target here. And this is a plus money play over at DK. And I'm going to call it a lean right now. We got the opening props, and I believe this is one of only 3 props that exist on the card, but 2 of them I have coupled with other things. So either like a total play or anything else. And they're all leans, including this one that we already have lines out for. Tristan McKenzie, under 4.5 strikeouts. We've got a Kansas City Royals lineup that overall is just not striking out whatsoever against just about anybody here from the right side of the plate. Let me find this number. There it is, 18.8%, tied with Houston for the lowest strikeout rate in all of baseball from the right side. And, well, you couple it with interesting stuff, 11.5% barrel percentage, 340 xWOBA. Don't know how long he'll be for this one. I like the Kansas City side a little bit, but not enough to bet it here at plus 104. Probably should take a look again. But anything better than plus 108, plus 110, I'm going to be betting there for the money line on Kansas City. And anything better than plus 125, which it currently sits at on DK, will be on the card for tomorrow on this under. Again, nice plus money spots to potentially start off our day. Game number 2, Dodgers going up against Pittsburgh and Jones. And Mr. Jones got lit up last time he was out on the mound. And that is not helping our price here whatsoever. I was kind of hoping he was going to go lights out, lights out, lights out. I looked at the schedule and saw that Pittsburgh and LA were going to be matching up here in this one. And Jared Jones still a 1.01 whip, 3.55 ERA on the season. But if for everybody who says, I don't watch baseball, well, I watched this game. And now Jared Jones has given up at least 3 earned in 3 consecutive starts against the Cubs, San Francisco, Detroit. And now he'll be at home here against the Dodgers. The Dodgers have a better lineup than those other 3. They have a better lineup than anybody, pretty much. So that's cool. Good to know. Maybe not the Yankees. The Yankees are ridiculous. Oh, Yankees win. But we're actually just going to lean on the over of 8 here. Glass now. Yeah, I get that it's weird to say, oh, Eric, why are you leaning the over with Glass now and Jones? They've been 2 of the best pitchers. Well, have you looked at some of Glasnow's stuff recently? 39.6% hard hit. That looks a lot different. 33.2% K rate. But everything I just brought up with Jones giving up 3 runs, I can't not at least notice that Tyler Glasnow just came off of 2 earned runs or more in 3 consecutive himself. So both pitchers that you generally are looking at backing, but I'm actually not going to have any play on this one, simply letting you know that I think the numbers are favoring it over here. Obviously, the tie of 4-4, bring that up all the time. Good key number for an over. Switching to the other camera. Again, I apologize if anybody heard any static yesterday on the show. I could hear my mic. I think I need a new cord. Thank you, producer Jacob. You're so nice like that. But Ryan Pepio, Jesus Luzardo, that's the next matchup. Rays versus Marlins. And yeah, these are two decent enough pitchers here. Jesus Luzardo, we've seen the strikeout stuff. Starting to figure the rest of it out. He's in a great pitcher's park here at home. And then Ryan Pepio, he's pretty damn good. 200 expected batting average himself, 278 xWOBA. And he couples that with a 28.3% K rate. Dodgers would like to have him right now with their starting pitching of late at times. Again, Dodgers will be just fine. I don't think anybody's feeling bad for them. I'm actually just leaning Tampa Bay money line here. I know they're the favorites at -120, and some people see +102 and say, oh, Luzardo. Rays still have the better lineup, even ever so slightly. Miami's lineup's going to look very different come the trade deadline. That is just a feeling that I have in my bones. I feel it in my plums. I'll think about it. Anyway, we got Christopher Sanchez. He's a ground ball guy, and he's been a wagon of late. Phillies, I know they lost on Sunday there to Cardinals. Cardinals are playing better ball, and people want to act like I didn't notice that either. It's just simply that Justin Verlander gave up 2 solo homers in the top of the first, and Kyle Gibson is walking in Memphis. He's just like gliding very, very luckily. I know he's in Houston, but is what it is. Colin Rea, nope. This is not the guy. These are not the droids you're looking for. He's just bad. He's not good. 366 xWOBA is horrible. 489 expected slugging is awful. Christopher Sanchez, yes, the batting average is not ideal. 277 expected batting average against, but a 61% ground ball percentage. And you got 7 innings out of Wheeler. So 7 innings strong from Wheeler there. Help out that bullpen a little bit here. We'll see Alvarado. I'm going to double check the usage here just to double check because I kind of have an interesting thing going on with this one. I know -168. This is going to be -180 come lock tomorrow. Same thing with that Houston thing. I don't like it as much as the Houston spot there. That is for sure. But I do think that the run line needs to at least be considered here because of, well, a couple of different factors. I just hate that it's the home team. Why do I hate that it's the home team? Well, because then you get the 9th inning where it's a 2-run game and then you have the runner indifference stuff. And then, well, that's kind of priced in, but at +126, I thought we were going to actually get a little bit better number based on the opening money line. But alas, earwax. And that's Harry Potter. We've had a lot of references through a couple of these. We're going to go Philly money line. I like it. Philly, I need better than +130 to put it on the run line. Could go like half and half, and I think I'd be all right with that. Get a lot of surface area, obviously. Just going to be waiting on it. So make it a parlay piece for you parlay people. That'll be nice. Ooh, let's talk out shop. Shiny thing, $14.95 weekly, $49.95 monthly, friends. If you want to come join a great community, we're firing up home run round robins, which again, round robins, it went really well over the course of the last few weeks. Last 2 that I posted have blanked. It looks like we're getting just absolutely wrecked here at the moment for today. I went a little bit heavier on it too. Ended up firing up 5. Hopefully we can get some Cincinnati, Colorado home runs to come and save the day. Right-handers against Mr. Andrew Abbott. That would be useful. Anywho, this is also useful. Discord and insider access as well as the OS Premium tool. Signing up at the link below. When you use promo code Lindy, just on your screen right there, LINDY in the bottom right. You get it for $12 for a first week, 40 flat for your first month. I don't know why I keep saying 42, but anyway, expert picks, Discord, premium tools, all in one package down at the link below. Would love to see you there. Great talking. Back to the picks we go. I really don't want to talk about this one on a 15-game slate, and you want me to save some time? Here's saving some time. David Peterson, been better. Trevor Williams, been better. I kind of just freak out every time that I look at some of his metrics because I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. You know what, so far? Cinderella's at the ball. 287 xWOBA, 361 expected slugging, 7% walk rate. All of those positive marks, like really good marks in my sheet. So I don't know, up is down, left is right, upside down is upside down. The schnozberries taste like schnozberries. Yeah, we've had a lot of references already. David Peterson, though, the hard hit is up so far, but small sample size, not freaking out too much about anything we've seen from him, although last season's 4.96 expected ERA doesn't exactly look nifty, and I know his 3.60 ERA would lend you to think, oh, he's improved. No, 5.66 expected ERA. I'm a little bit concerned as well that we've got, well, as much going on as we do. And Trevor Williams, I'm going to be nice to you for the first time by even having a lean in your direction. +108. We know this Mets team's been in disarray. They did end up going up 7-5 here, top of the 6th. So wild games that the Mets have played over the course of the last week and a half, mainly to their detriment. I'm not going to bet this, but hey, I'm going to think about it. It's Ober. It's Ober. Yeah, Bailey Ober, Luis Heel. Ober and Heel. I don't know. It's a great law firm name. The law firm of Ober and Heel. We will protect you. Well, actually, they're both just really good pitchers overall. And let's start on the Heel side, because generally I brought him up as a strikeout candidate guy to look at K ladders and things of that nature. And Minnesota, well, got Byron Buxton back, which is kind of a walking K as it is at times. So he's had the highest strikeout rate on the team at 31.3%. So something to at least acknowledge that there might be a window for that. This offense has been obviously better than I expected it to be, and 23.6% K rate is at least there. 100 WRC plus, pretty neutral against righties. But let's just talk about the Yankees. Some heroic stuff from Mr. Juan Soto, and I've been waiting for one of these opportunities to show up, and I don't think it's shown up for quite some time, but I will say I think he's getting close to like Barry Bonds treatment. I think you know what I mean by that. I think we're going to see some Juan Soto walk-arounds real soon. 683 expected slugging, 468 xWOBA. And I generally want to utilize them against good walk avoidance pitchers if I can. Now, what do I mean by that? Bailey Ober, 5.2% walk rate is really, really, really good. But you're going to see lots of teams just try to pitch around a dude who has a 683 expected slugging, followed by an Aaron Judge with a 749 expected slugging. I mean, this is two freaky bats to be seeing, just freaky naughty if you're a New York Yankees fan here at the moment. But this is going to all come down to what the number is here at Open. So I went through some of the recent walk rate props because, again, that's just a typical thing I do in my life on a Monday. Gotta say, Juan Soto, some of the shorter numbers considering he has a 14.4% walk rate, but I think I'm going to couple it with a home run play if I can. Plus 280 against Bailey Ober or better. And again, I think it might end up shorter than that. But the walk, better than plus 155. I think we're going to get that here considering Bailey Ober's numbers. And then the bullpen, I mean, everybody's going to try to pitch around Juan Soto, Aaron Judge to some extent right now. I'm not saying it's a lock to make the card, but I'm feeling really good about this couple because I don't know. It's like an insurance policy towards teams really, really treading lightly against Soto and Judge. Yeah, this is a short number, and I really don't care. Corbin Burns, we don't have an official starter here for Toronto as it stands right now, and that's kind of an interesting factor. Now, you look at a couple of different books, there are a couple of different numbers. Obviously, know the rules of your book. Know if it's going to be live action, no matter what. I do think there's a chance for a bullpen game. I also think that we could be looking at a couple of different starter options here. I had them listed on this sheet. If it wants to pull up, that'd be great. Would you like to pull up, sheet? I don't think it does. I think it hates me. But anyway, Bowden Francis is potentially like a long reliever individual that could end up being activated from the 15-day IL. I think he ends up starting, and I think it turns into a bullpen game. Now, no matter what, at a lot of books, as long as that's the guy who starts, it doesn't matter who gets the bulk of the innings. Obviously, that is going to be what matters the most, though, when you're trying to handicap it. And that's where I just say that at minus 162, I don't think any of the options Toronto has are very good options. It won't be Berrios. It won't be Kikuchi. It won't be Bassett. And Gausman is pitching right now, so it'd be insane for that to be the case. So I think Francis ends up being backed up by Trevor Richards for a couple of innings, considering he pitched, 2 days ago? Or on the 2nd it was, so yesterday being Sunday. I think with a day in between, he could pitch 2 or so innings. I think this might be just a true bullpen type situation. Toronto's bullpen does not impress me, at least these middle long relievers. Obviously, you get to an 8th, 9th inning scenario. Most teams in baseball have impressive guys. But in this spot, I'm getting minus 162 on Corbin frickin' Burns. Yeah. You want to make it a parlay piece? Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm going to lay the juice here at minus 162. I know it might seem strong for some of you. It's like a strong coffee. Sometimes it doesn't sit well, but you know what? It's the right thing to do. It cleans out your bowels in a nice, efficient way. Atlanta at Boston. Max Fried, Cutter Crawford, 2 really good pitchers here. Max Fried coming alive. And I thought when I saw 8.5 for this total, my brain, again, the numbers do most of the work, but my brain saw it and said, that's pretty high for Max Fried versus Cutter Crawford. No Ronald Acuna for the Braves going forward. Have to enact some guys to play, they won't have the platoon in some of these spots, but in this one they will because Cutter Crawford from the left side. from the right side, he's pitching. From the left side, you're going to get, the normal Kelnick who's going to be in there. They do have options with like JP Martinez is somebody who can now come in and do a little bit of outfield duty for them, but it's thinner. It's much thinner than it was before with no Ronald Acuna, obviously. Like, what an obvious statement. But I like the under. Again, I just kind of expected for this to be around 8, and, well, I'm getting that half extra. Doesn't mean a ton, obviously, for a game. How many times can I bring that up over a course of a year? But the under of 8.5, it's like 65 at first pitch. I expected it to be warmer or me missing something because Max Fried is freaking good. Sub 30% hard hit, 343 expected slugging. Yeah, the strikeouts aren't there, but neutralizing a lot of lefties. And I got to worry about the lefties more than anything in that Boston lineup with Mr. Tyler O'Neill on the shelf. All right, friends, I'm going to put the perfect record, the 6-0 first 5 record, 5-0 on this video for what it's worth. Just one that was separate of it. But anyway, 5-0 record on first 5s. And oh, wouldn't you know it, it's going to be kind of chalky. Tariq Skubal. He's pitching right now. We've got Mr. Jack Flaherty, friends. He's going up against Dane Dunning. And these numbers, friends, are advantageous. We need to definitely get ourselves a little bit of exposure to the favorite. Again, might seem chalkier. A couple of these cards just seem like they kind of make themselves, but I don't really trust the Detroit bullpen here going up against Texas, and I really trust Jack Flaherty to be good. 257 xWOB, a 34% K rate, sub 4% walk rate, one of the best pitchers in baseball. As for Dane Dunning, living on a prayer, friends. 47.8% hard hit is not great. 356 xWOBA. Went through some of the pitch mix because I was like, oh, Dane Dunning, he doesn't look as atrocious. No, he looks as atrocious as what I expected. Down 0.7 miles per hour there. Doesn't throw it like over 90 miles per hour as it is. Again, his exit velocity given up is higher than his average fastball velo. That is an insane fact. Insanity. So let's target that one, shall we? Jack Flaherty here, first 5. Let's keep that perfect record streak going for the people. We stay flexing in our candy paint, rolling dank, sipping trank as we head to Wrigley Field. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Both your team, well, somebody from Chicago is going to win. Flexen versus Imanaga, and Imanaga, oh man. Of course, the Milwaukee Brewers just come out to wreck my soul. I didn't even bring that up earlier in the program. I don't know how, considering I bet Philly already. I guess I just realized that I bet Philly in this very moment because, again, these are things that I'm just immune to generally. I don't have banned lists. I don't have, this team haunts me. Marquez Valdez-Scantling haunts me from 2 years ago as he couldn't catch a football from Patrick Mahomes. So now I get to deal with that in Buffalo. Yay! He's terrible. Don't ever put money on that idiot. But anyway, Shota Imanaga, he's still really good. We're not going to look too much into one start and say, oh, now he's broken. But we're going to look at weather, friends. And the weather looks bad for pitching. Again, a 9 total with Imanaga. That would have been unheard of, but I told you, didn't want people betting him to win the NL Cy Young purely because we hadn't got to the summer months. It is now the summer months. And now we're going to see wind blowing out in Wrigley. We're going to see some heat, and humidity eventually there in Chicago. Tough pitching weather, great hitting weather. And that's why you're seeing 9 against Imanaga, even though it's the White Sox who have routinely been one of the worst offenses in baseball. Just a 71 WRC plus against lefties. If it were just about any other offense, we'd be seeing 9.5, 10. But this is still pretty efficient considering it's the White Sox. I want to give you 2 plays, though, because I'm obviously going to lean the over of 9 here. Imanaga, bad start there. Chris Flexen, don't believe anything that he's gotten by with over the course of this season. But I'm going to throw Seiya Suzuki out there because we've routinely seen Christopher Morel and Cody Bellinger type props like sitting at higher numbers throughout the course of this entire year. And it's Seiya Suzuki, when healthy, who leads this team in a hard hit, 52.9% and 17-degree average launch angle. I want my dudes hitting it up into the stratosphere and hitting just routine pop-ups that end up leaving the yard in this kind of weather. I think Seiya Suzuki, somebody who strikes out a lot, 26.1%, facing a guy who has no strikeout stuff, 18% for Chris Flexen, is a prime candidate to just hit one in the air and have it carry out to left field where that wind's blowing. So Seiya Suzuki, over 9. I'm leaning towards the over of 9, but Seiya Suzuki, anything better, you heard me, plus 250. I didn't say it yet, but plus 250. And it's going to be on the card tomorrow. This should be on your card already, friends. BetMGM, signing up at the link below. Get yourself a first bet safety net up to $1,500. That's a fancy way of saying if you deposit at the link below, $25, $50, $100, doesn't matter what it is, up to $1,500. And you make that first bet on $25, $50, $100, up to $1,500. You're going to get that back in bonus bets if your bet doesn't win. You heard me. You have a free opportunity to fire up anything you want and know that it's coming back to you in bonus bets if it doesn't hit. Great opportunity to take a big swing. And if you miss, take another swing, my friends. Only if you're 20 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. To the picks we go once more. 5 games to go. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell as we head to the game that absolutely made producer Jacob's head spin. First thing he says when I get into the Zoom, oh, so many double letters, so many vowels. Let's see. A, E, A, I, E, I. So 7. It's not egregious. It's just Andre Palante, Spencer Arrighetti. Vomit on his sweater already. Spencer Arrighetti. He's nervous. But on the surface, he can really get strikeouts and avoid bombs. That's kind of what we're asking for in some of these spots. But actually, the St. Louis money line is what's popping to me here. Plus 126. I think you can get a little bit better than that come first pitch tomorrow. I do think Arrighetti is somebody that people are going to fall in love with for various reasons. And I do think it's pretty unproven how good he can be. The strikeout stuff against Seattle, that's going to inflate the K rate, 25.5%. Any righty facing Seattle right now coming off of that is going to see a little bit of inflation to their K stuff early on in this season. As for Andre Palante, one thing he does, it's inducing ground balls. 58% usage of the four-seamer, 62.3% ground ball percentage. Good Lord almighty. Want better than plus 130, though. Otherwise, this is not going on the card. Like this one, Frankie Montas and Ty. Now my throat kind of shouldn't have done that. It's like acid reflex. Ty Block kind of gives me acid reflex. 299 expected batting average, 12% K rate. A lefty going up against Cincy. Cincy. We haven't seen this offense. They've been sputtering. What's your price tonight? They've been bad. But 96 WRC plus against lefties. Only a 21.6% K rate against lefties. So just throwing it out there. Not as egregious, but they have the second fewest runs in all of baseball since May 1st. So thought that was an interesting thing. Yay for Fangraphs showing up from time to time. Yay for Fangraphs. Less than 4 runs per game. Not ideal. Not ideal. Maybe Ellie De La Cruz should start hitting better. It's like a sub 10 WRC plus over the course of the last couple of weeks. But anyway, that is beside the point. We'll see how he does tonight in Coors. But in Coors tomorrow, I'd also like attacking Frankie Montas to some extent because he's not good either. 15.9% K rate, 344 xWOBA. Just bet the over. This is an over 10.5. It's been like 80 degrees there in Colorado. Over 10.5. It's pretty clear cut. Got it at 11.5. You should bet it. Don't bet this one. Obviously, we were on San Diego. It's funny. It's like, oh, I put $1 and get a car. I did that yesterday. I can't do that again. But we got we've got a couple of different options here that are going to exist for San Diego. Wales, you know what, here in this spot. Now, Patrick Sandoval is for sure going to be the guy getting rolled out here for the Angels. As for San Diego, some different options that they can kind of fire up. Nothing looks all that appealing for them. I do think that Mazur makes the most sense, Adam Mazur, but they're going to call him up from AAA El Paso. Hard to even cite anything considering he has a 7.11 ERA, but he pitches in El Paso. And if you've heard me talk about the PCL, you know it is ridiculously good for bats. So hard to know what we're going to get out of Mazur here whatsoever. I'm going to try to gather more information going into this one, but it's going to be a San Diego money line lean for now, considering they're pretty sizable dogs. Again, 14-cent disparity between the numbers. You don't see that a lot, considering the Angels are not very good. They're not very good. We're going to fly so we can make this under 30 for the people. Again, I want to give you information. I want to give you concise information from time to time. Obviously, more to talk about on a 15-game slate than other days. So hit that like button for me if you could. As we talk George Kirby and Mitch Spence. Mitch Spence, 354 expected slugging so far in his young big league career. 26-year-old, really good stuff. 3.19 expected ERA. Looking nifty. He came in from the Yankees. They originally had drafted him once upon a time. I just thought I'd throw that in for you because I actually know who this is, so that's cool. But anyway, Mitch Spence. As for George Kirby, we know what he does. Pinpoint accuracy. Don't walk a lot of dudes. Try to be efficient in that regard. He's now had a quality start, well, in one consecutive. He had gone 6 innings in 4 straight, but had 2 massive blow-up outings on the road, Baltimore, Washington. Going on the road in Oakland, pretty advantageous pitcher's park, if I do say so myself. Normally more Seattle fans than Oakland fans, because all it takes are 10 to show up. But Oakland 99 WRC plus, they've been better against righties. But George Kirby, I like the under here. I think both pitchers are equipped to do pretty darn well. And again, any righty, I mean, Mitch Spence, I'm going to look at laddering. I'm going to look at laddering Mitch Spence. It's just, there's not enough room in the graphic to throw under 7.5 and obviously the likes get priority. But Mitch Spence, we test this theory every single time out from now until infinity, until I say so or something. I don't know. Not a ton to mine out of this one, my friends. We've got Mr. Kyle Harrison. We've got a newbie here, Blake Walston, somebody that I haven't broke down on this program yet. Went through some of his pitch mix here, four-seamer, curveball, cutter, and overall like what I saw. 3.38 expected ERA. Just goes into that bucket of dudes that, you know, you don't know what you're getting considering their minor league breakdown. And Arizona's like the prime example because they play in Reno, which is baseball on the frickin' moon, where he had a 1.40 whip in the month of May and yet gets called up because, again, you never know what they're going to do coming back from the moon. Houston, not Houston, it's Arizona. Anyway, Kyle Harrison, he's always disappointing to me. The strikeout stuff didn't translate from the minors, and I'm still a little irked about that last year. It's an arm I waited for forever to help in strikeout categories in roto baseball leagues. Whatever, Arizona money line, because I'm just mad at this Harrison fellow. But yeah, anyway, Blake Walston, I think people are actually going to look at those numbers that he's had in the couple starts, and they're actually going to want to probably back him. So if you want to jump in, you probably got to jump in now, but I'm not going to bet it. Too many unknowns here on the Walston side. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to the comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for this lovely little 15-game slate, every team in action. I'm going to be in the premium Discord firing up a lot of props, that is for sure. And with baseball only, makes my life a little bit easier to be able to help you out and talk you through some of that goodness. Monday, a pretty light day. Again, there wasn't a ton of value on the board. We are definitely on a 15-gamer with tons of surface area that the books have to cover, firing into the unknown. It's going to be beautiful, or into the known, because that's healthy. Producer Jacob, friends, give him some love per usual. He exists. He does exist. They do exist. Is it Christmas yet? Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Tuesday.